Okay folks, I'm gonna show you how to turn up the fuel on this injection pump that was used on 6.2 and 6.5 GM engines, also on 6.9 and 7.3 Ford diesel engines. So in this case it's easy to demonstrate because the pump is out of the engine, so it makes life much easier, but I want to show you so you get a general idea what needs to be done. So there are two ways of doing this. One way, actually I will tell you first that these pumps came preset based on application. So let's say if your truck was a lightweight two-door diesel truck, it was set to give maximum fuel efficiency, which means of course less fuel was being pumped. If it was set for a heavier vehicle, then it came, different settings. But in my case, I'm using this DB2 pump on a 6.5 turbo diesel, so it needs a lot more fuel to be pumping. So two ways of doing it. One way is, so here's how it works. The pump will on your engine will be sitting just like this, okay? So when a pump is like this, of course it's attached to your engine in here and everything is basically covered. So one way of doing it is through the side. There's a little cap in here. You remove this cap, and if you see there is a hole in there. What you have to do, you have to spin your engine with the pry bar or breaker bar to bring that and line up that Allen screw. You see that Allen screw as I'm spinning? It comes right there. Okay. You have to use an Allen wrench to turn it to clockwise to give more fuel. Well, in theory, it's perfect. The problem is when this guy is on your engine, it's practically impossible to get to it because your intake manifold will be right here and everything is closed in here. So now it's open, it looks like it's easy, but when everything is on the engine, it's a lot more complicated. Another way of doing it is from the top of your injection pump. As you see, I already removed the cover. There's a cover in here where your fuel shut-off solenoid goes, and of course it's screwed on and bolt on in here. So you have to remove that, and keep in mind when you remove it, this thing will be full of diesel fuel, so you have to take the fuel out using a large syringe or something. When you do that, there is a Allen bolt right here. What you have to do, you have to take this guy out. So there are a few videos on YouTube showing it, but because the injection pump is on the engine, it's hard to see what's going on there. So I decided to do this to help other owners like me to adjust their injection pump. So you get this guy out. Now what we have to do is we have to remove this section in here. I don't know what it's called, but anyways, it has got to come out. So what you do is, see this is a spring. You just have to push it back. I'm gonna try to hold the phone and do it at the same time. Let's see if I can succeed. It's a little hard when you're holding the phone and doing it. Okay, anyways, I got it. So here comes this section, and this is of course two sections. So now what you see over there is that hole. See that hole? That hole in there has another Allen screw that you need to turn clockwise in order for this pump to give more fuel. And the concept is the same. This section is on your engine. You have to turn your engine. Once you turn your engine, as you see, things inside start moving, and you have to bring it and line up your Allen screw. You see, boom, that's your Allen right there. Okay, so when you get to that position, you need to find a right size Allen wrench to stick it through there and do it. It looks like this one is the right one, as a matter of fact. Let me see. Anyways, you will figure that part out. It's super simple. In my case, because I'm using a turbo 6.5, this injection pump Allen screw has to be turned all the way to the max, and maybe just bring it back a quarter. At least that's what many reputable guys recommend, the ones that they know how to work on this more than I do. So yeah, and putting it back is also simple. It's not too complicated, you know, it's not a rocket science, but I recommend you taking close-up pictures just in case. If you forget how to put it together, at least, you know, look back at the pictures and you'll get it. So yeah, so this is the process. I think doing it from the top, you have few risks of, you know, if you don't put the top cover back on, which has the fuel shut-off solenoid, then you won't be able to turn off the the engine. Or if you mess up something in here, your engine can be run away. That's a problem. However, you know, this is simple. I mean, if you do something like that, it's because you didn't pay attention to what you were doing. So here's your injection pump. This is where your injector lines come out. Your Allen goes right here. Okay, you gotta take this guy out, take those two out, and then you have that Allen bolt inside. You see, as I'm spinning, it turns. You have to have someone turning your engine, not using the starter, but actually using either a breaker bar or something to turn the engine. Once that Allen bolt lines up, then you're good to go. Now, special thanks to Will at the Hummer Network. The guy is super knowledgeable, super helpful. I definitely wouldn't be able to do all this without his help. I've been over the phone with him for hours and hours, and he helped me to go through all of this. Anyways, here we go. 6.2 diesel injection pump. You can do it from the side, or you can do it from the top. From the side, when everything is covered, it's almost impossible. And considering that when it's in this guy, you know, from here to the middle of the engine is already 4 feet away, so impossible to work on.